Monday?
It is fantastic here.
All right, let's give him a few shots before we go in. All right, that'll do you. You've got work to do. Oh, well done, Monday, son. Told you.
What will happen to you if Bandini doesn't deliver?
He will. I've got every confidence in Monday's ability. If you'll excuse me, I've got a team to train.
Is Bandini the most important signing you ever made? Mrs. Block, is Bandini the most important signing you ever made?
Sorry, yes, of course. He's definitely one of the most exciting, and I think it'll be a great benefit to the club.
Right, let's go. Excuse me? I'm looking for Monday Bandini.
Yeah, there's a big guy there. Yeah. Mate, you can't go on the pitch. We're training.
Mr. Bandili, I'm arresting you on suspicion of illegal entry into the UK. You do not have to say anything, but it will harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given as evidence.
Hey, what's going on?
Immigration, you heard the charges.
Where are you taking him?
Archester Nick for questioning.
Go with him, Ray. It's all right, Monday.
It's all right, son, I'm coming with you.
What's going on?
Not now. Right, let's go. I'll go with him. I've told Jeff Stein to meet us there. He's going to need a good brief.
Wait.
Mrs. Block.
Sorry, something's come up.
Yeah, so I see.
Can you give me 5 minutes? Zoe, could you show Mr. Hutchins up to my office, please? Saul Hirschman, please. It's Linda Block, and tell him it's an emergency. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Hutchins. I'm afraid something urgent cropped up.
That's no problem. I've been very well looked after.
Good. Is there a problem?
How about we have our little chat outside?
All right.
Well, you're bugging him, so why shouldn't he bug you? That's the nature of the game you're playing, Mrs. Block.
You mean my office might be bugged?
I suggest you let me sweep your office and phones for bugs as soon as possible. Datani's a clever man, you know. He's already got you under a certain kind of surveillance.
What do you mean?
Victoria Palmer. Is she a friend of yours?
Well, sort of. She lives with me. She does a lot of PR for my club. I don't understand. This is my house. That's my bedroom.
I followed Datani to your house and took these pictures on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. You were in Paris. Mr. Datani spent Christmas in your home with Ms. Palmer.
Lying, cheating.
I know what you want to do to her, but don't.
Yes? I'm sorry, Sandra. I'll be right there.
I realize you're under a lot of pressure, Mrs. Block, but please, don't do anything rash.
Just keep me informed, Mr. Hutchins.
I will.
How's Danny?
It's fine. Dr. Bradley gave him a once-over and he's fit to play. He's just had a nasty shock, that's all.
Right. Any idea who spiked his drink?
No. It's a good job Eddie decided to come home for Christmas. If it wasn't for him, who knows what would have happened.
Look, Ray, when we were in Paris, you said you were scared of us because it was too good. What did you mean?
Isn't it obvious?
Morning, Linda. Ray. I'll keep it brief and to the point. The police are checking out the source of Bandili's Portuguese passport. It's in their hands. Bandili's out of police custody and in the charge of Jeff Stein, his agent.
Does that mean he can play for us?
Bandili's only valid passport is his Nigerian one. To enter the UK with this passport, he needs a visa which he does not have, so no, he can't play for you. He can't even be here as a tourist. The only place he should be legally is on the next plane out of here.
Can't we get him a visa from here?
If only were that simple. Visas have to be applied for from outside the country.
Sorry I'm late. You got every back page act in England on your doorstep.
Yeah, I've issued a press release.
All right, bring me up to speed.
Bandili flies back to Nigeria to get an entry visa.
Oh, no, he doesn't. There's another way round this. In 24 hours, I'll have Monday back in Harchester, and he'll be 100% kosher.
Where are you going to take him?
To the one European country where they never ask for a passport or visa. I'll be in touch.
Good night.
Night. Oh, Jeff, that's fantastic news. Yeah, of course. When will you be back? Well, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Great news, Saul. Monday's got his entry visa. He'll be back with us this afternoon.
Mr. Stein may well have delivered, but I'm afraid I have some bad news, Linda.
Don't, Saul, please.
I've been in touch with the FA as you requested, and it seems we have a problem. Bandili cannot play for Harchester on a Nigerian passport without a work permit.
I know that.
And to qualify for a work permit, he needs to have played for his country in 75% of their internationals over the last 2 years.
Saul, I know all this. We checked it out. He's eligible for a work permit. What's the problem?
Someone miscounted. 2 of these games were friendlies and they don't count. He doesn't qualify for a work permit.
I spent every last penny I had to get him here. I've got nothing left. How come you didn't know he hadn't played enough internationals?
Oh, don't start blaming me. The book stops in this office and you know it.
I know. I'm sorry, Ray, but I've got nothing left. I don't know what to do. Monday was my last chance to turn this club around.
Look, we'll sort something out. Just be strong. I can't do this.
Is everything all right?
Fine, why shouldn't it be?
I just wanted to know if there was anything I could do for Monday Bandeli's PR situation.
The press have blown it out of all proportion as usual. Monday will be back with us this afternoon with a visa, end of story.
Oh, that's great news.
Congratulations. You've excelled in the incompetence stakes yet again. I didn't think even you could be so stupid.
Why don't you get it off your chest?
Well, my contacts at the FA have informed me that Bandeli can't get a work permit after all. Apparently, you can't count. You spent $2.5 million of the club's money.
My money.
Well, more fool you, because as I understand it, he can't play for Harchester. And what are you going to do? You're going to pay his wages out of your own pocket too, hmm? The press are going to eat you alive on this one, Linda.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the new Mr. and Mrs. Monday Bandeli.
Hello, Mrs. Block, Mr. Tatani. This is my wife, Siobhan.
Congratulations.
Love at first sight, was it?
It's nice to meet you, Mrs. Fogg.
Oh, you two. Welcome to Harchester.
They're
know what
staying
you've
with
done.
Jamie and Tash until we get them somewhere more permanent sorted. I'll take you around there after training. Come on, big guy. Gaffer's waiting.
You bet.
You can go and watch him if you like.
Thanks, I'd like that.
Sandra, would you show Siobhan where the pictures, please?
I know what you're going to say. Don't say it. Believe what I tell you. She's an old girlfriend who's been knocking around with Monday for ages. There's a few old photos to prove it. I'm putting together a story for the friendly press. Believe it, and everything will be hunky-dory. Linda, my invoice. Please, don't haggle. Just pay it in the usual way. I've earned every penny, believe me.
Oh, I believe you.
Good day.
So, marriage to an EU citizen means, he's perfectly in his rights to work in England. Isn't that right, Prash?
Please tell me this isn't some sick wind-up. He can play.
It's true. He's eligible to play on Saturday. Apparently he's known this girl for quite some time.
Spare me the details. I wasn't born yesterday. Just as long as there's no more skeletons in Bandaley's cupboard. Look, I'm sorry. I haven't been very nice to you since Paris. It's just that I was shocked about what happened and...
I know. You're a married man who loves his wife and son. And I'm a big girl, Ray. I know what happened between us was a one-off. But please, don't act like it was the worst experience of your life.
It wasn't. You know that.
I know. Friends again?
Friends.
No, I can't.
Vicky.
I can't even sell them to you, even if we had them. And you too, sir.
Trouble?
It's going to be murder at that match.
Why, what's that?
Everyone will see Bandeli's first game. I can't even tell you what one guy offered me to sell him some tickets.
Really? It's a pity we can't put another £5 on the price, really. The touts are going to clean up.
Hello? Oh, look, it doesn't matter how many times you call. This is not a ticket office.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
When you lose control of the club, yeah? Don't bother going to MI5 for a job.
What?
I mean, it's quite touching, isn't it? You wanting to get close to me. And that is what this is all about, isn't it? If you wanted to know everything about me, you just had to ask. Leave it!
Prash, get out.
You really are stupid, aren't you? Did you really think that some half-wit detective could keep one step ahead of me? At least I know how you want to play it now, Linda. If you want it dirty, it's no problem at all.
Sorry, Trevor Cutler from the bank. He's very insistent.
It's all right, Sandra. I think we're finished. I'd take that call if I were you.
Hello, Trevor.
Linda.
Trevor. You know Saul, the club solicitor?
Yes, of course. Please sit down. How are things at the lair?
Oh, you know, prima donna footballers. All feet and no balls.
I guess this isn't a social event, Trevor?
No, not exactly. As I see it, Harchester United is in crisis. Mr. Tatani has notified us of his decision to withdraw as guarantor of the club overdraft. That leaves you with a £10 million loan and no security.
But he can't do that.
Actually, I think he can, with the appropriate notice.
28 days. We've always seen fit to be most generous, thanks to Mr. Tatani's considerable financial influence. But if the relationship between you is...
Yeah, I get the message, Trevor. Where does that leave us?
You need to find £10 million in collateral within 28 days, or we'll be forced to demand immediate repayment of the overdraft.
And if I can't?
They'll sell the club from under you.
Mr. Hirschman, a fax for you?
This doesn't exactly help matters. Tatani's demanding that you buy his shares in the club at auditor's fair value or let him buy yours. He cites you as the prime cause of his withdrawal from the arrangement. He's gone on record stating that you abused your position. Did you have him bugged?
Yes.
What were you thinking of? The first rule of surveillance is never get caught. The second rule is if you get caught, deny all knowledge.
I didn't admit to anything.
But you didn't deny it either. I'm afraid you've rather played into his hands. You'll probably go to the media with this and tell them you've run the club down to the point of bankruptcy. But you still refuse to save it by selling it to him.
What are you saying, Saul?
Sell? I'm sorry, I don't see how you can guarantee the loan. You have no other option.
No way. I'm not finished yet. What about using the freehold of the grounds as a guarantee?
The board would never approve it. And if the press got hold of it, they'd say Linda was selling off the family silver.
Then I'll offer the Barons as security.
Hang on. Think this one through. Those houses are all you have left. If you lose them, you'll be left with nothing.
No, I won't. I still have Archester FC.
So, Linda, what have you come up with?
Well, I own some property, the Barons.
I think everyone in town knows the Barons.
Well, there are 10 houses. They're worth between 900,000 and 1.3 million.
There's an independent valuation in there. You can see that the offer holds water.
I can't make any cast iron guarantees. We'll take some advice on this and take it from there. You understand? I'm not making any promises.
I'd just like to add that since signing Monday Bandili, the next 5 home games have been completely sold out.
I know. I was hoping to take my son to see Bandili's debut.
Oh. Well, I'm sure we can find a couple of spare tickets in a drawer somewhere.
That's very kind of you. I'd like that very much.
Linda? Oh, Victoria. How low can you stoop? I mean, sleeping with a man you hate. Are you really that desperate for money?
Who says I hate him? And at least I've got a man. When was the last time anybody showed you any affection?
I think I'd rather be celibate for the rest of my life than end up with Prash. Still, I suppose when you're as sad as you are, you take what you can get.
That's rich, coming from the woman who can only get her thrills by having smutty pictures taken.
Tell me something, Victoria. How long do you think it'll be before Prash gets bored of you?
Oh, I think I'll be around long enough to see you lose the club.
Listen, do me a favour. Tell your little boyfriend he'll get his money. I'm selling the Barons.
No, that's clever. Leaving you with nothing.
Weren't you on your way out, Victoria?
Goodbye, Linda. Oh, and after you've lost the club, try not to be too lonely and bitter.
Get out. Whew. You really should think about changing your deodorant, Mr. Hankin.
That's not very nice, is it? I mean, you're the one with the bad smell, the way I hear it.
What?
And right under the noses of your star players, too.
What are you talking about now?
So you've got no comment to make about the fact that the Barons estate is built on land contaminated with methane gas.
Methane gas?
Extremely volatile, highly explosive methane gas.
How I'd hate to live in your little head. How do you concoct these lies?
You know damn well it's no lie. I have it on good authority.
Oh, I'm taking a lucky guess here. Prashant Datani. Thought so. Listen, Mr. Hankin, you print a word of this story and I'll sue you. Right down to your last bead of sweat. Is that clear?
Hello, are you all right?
No. Someone's just told me the Barons are built on land filled with methane gas.
What?
Hankin.
Oh, you don't believe that slime, do you?
Well, he was right about Didier. If he's right about this, it doesn't bear thinking about. I should go and tell everybody. I've just seen Jamie.
Calm down, you're panicking. Have you got a cigarette lighter?
What?
Have you got a lighter?
You know, every time I try and get ourselves out of this mess, Prash ups the stakes. I don't know what else to do, really. You know, even if there is no truth in it, the room is enough to put the bank off guaranteeing the loans.
That's a load of rubbish. If there'd have been a problem, they'd never let Jerry build here in the first place. See, we're still here. No explosions. I've got to go and meet up with the team. If you're still worried, why don't you get onto the council? Get them to check everything's okay.
Yeah, you're right. I know you're right.
Right. Let me know what the council say. See ya.
Trevor. Nice to see you. How are you?
Fine, thanks, Linda.
So, this must be Martin. Who's your favourite player?
Scott Lucas.
Oh. Why don't we go down to the changing room and meet him?
Yeah.
Linda?
No, it's all right. Scott won't mind.
I have to say, I'm very concerned about the stories appearing in the press about the Barons.
Well, I can understand that. I'm pretty concerned myself. Only you do realise it's probably just a rumour made by the press machine. I've got the council down there doing an investigation at the moment, just for precaution.
We'll need a report from our own surveyor.
I've no problem with that. Come on, then, let's go and meet him. Oh, ladies, why don't you go upstairs and I'll take your seats and I'll join you shortly.
What the hell's going on, Linda?
Look, why don't we go upstairs and talk about this a bit more privately?
Zoe, could you call Sandra and have her look after these two for me?
Oh, great. Sounds like someone's just scored. Look, ladies, they never would have let Jerry build on the land if there was a serious problem.
Oh, that's not true. You know how things work in planning. A good bung and anything will go through.
I don't believe him here in this.
Come on, don't play the innocent. Even the guy from the council said it might have been all right when the place was built, but the levels could be dangerous now.
In other words, it's always been dodgy.
I understand your alarm, but I really don't think things are as bad as...
How bad does it have to get? Does someone have to die before you do something?
Yeah, like one of my kids. No wonder the rent's so cheap.
That's not fair, Lizzie. I didn't know about this till the other day.
You expect me to believe that?
Yes, because it happens to be the truth. We've already missed a goal. I should be watching.
We should all be out there. I'm sorry, but no one is going anywhere until we sort this out.
Oh, come on, we can sort this out later. It's my job to be out there for the team.
No, I don't think so. Siobhan, lock the door, please.
This is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, Linda, but we're not moving from this room until we get total satisfaction.
Siobhan, the door.
Miss Block.
The door!
You are going to put us up in a hotel until it is absolutely safe for us to return to our homes.
What? That's absurd. I'm still living there, so's Ray Wyatt.
Well, you can take your chances if you like, but I'm not compromising my family's safety.
We ain't shifting until you say yes.
Yes?
It's Paul Hankin, Mrs. Block. I was after Lizzie Conlon. Tash Parker? I'm a journalist. I thought you'd like to give me your side of the situation at the Barons. Don't you think the country should hear from the people in danger?
What do you think? We're getting nowhere here.
Siobhan, let him in.
No. OK, I'll put you up at the Grange until it's safe to return.
By the way, how's your little boy's asthma, Lizzie?
And I'll make sure you have the survey report straight away.
There'll be a few quid in it for you.
OK, look. You'll get whatever it takes. Just don't talk to him, please.
All right, but I want the honeymoon suite.
Thank you.
So sorry about that, Trevor.
Is everything all right?
Yeah. I just got held up with some old friends. I trust Prashant's been looking after you.
Oh, yes, thank you.
And a goal from Monday Bandili, eh? What more can you want? How's Scott playing, Martin?
Not very well.
Right.
It's the Lucas and Bandili show. Vesterveld and his colleagues know the game is up. So too does Gerard Houllier. Harchester United are going to take 3 more points in their quest for European football next season.
Everything all right?
That must be one of the best games I've seen in years.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Now then, Scott Lucas signed a shirt for me to give to somebody. I can't remember who it is.
Amazing. Thanks.
No problem, Martin.
I thought now might be a good time to discuss the club's financial crisis. Should we go to my office?
There's nothing to be said, Mr. Datani. All's well on the pitch, and there's nothing we can do about the Barons until we get the surveyor's report. Why don't we just enjoy the victory?
Trevor, come meet Monday. Martin?
Lucas was superb.
Scott deserves the credit. He set up the goals. Can you excuse me for the moment?
This is just a stay of execution. I mean, all you're doing is bleeding the club dry. Why don't you just put it out of its misery?
You don't know when to back off, do you, Prash?
Excuse me, Madam Chairman, is this person bothering you? Can I have a word?
did it?
Yeah, we did.